Well, tonight, a political controversy involving Congresswoman Jen Kiggans is drawing renewed attention to a phrase tied to American slavery. During a podcast appearance Monday, Kiggans agreed with a host who used the phrase cotton-picking hands. Kiggans recently denounced the remark made by the host, but the conversation is extending beyond politics. Layla Cox is in the studio to explain.
Yeah, that's right, Janet. Experts trace the origins of the phrase cotton-picking hands to an era of American slavery that emerged from the dehumanization of enslaved Africans forced to pick cotton. So the question is, does intent overpower historical context when politicians appear to agree with certain remarks?
The first response shouldn't be denial. It should be an apology.
Congresswoman Jen Kiggans is facing criticism after appearing on a podcast. The host used the phrase cotton-picking hands when saying U.S. House of Representatives Minority Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries should stay out of Virginia politics. Kiggans said ditto, but later stated she was not agreeing with the phrase but the political sentiment. Critics online quickly condemned the language, saying the phrase evokes painful imagery connected to enslaved Black Americans forced to pick cotton throughout the South.
It was a part of our society, and it was a part of our justification. We're a nation that said we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, and yet we had a system that dehumanized millions of people.
Dr. Cassandra Newby-Alexander is an endowed professor of Virginia Black history and culture at Norfolk State University. She tells 13 News Now over generations the expression became embedded in American speech despite its historical context tied to racial exploitation.
It always emerged out of a system of slavery, out of a system in which Black people and Black bodies were devalued.
While some argue the phrase has sometimes been used colloquially without racial intent, Dr. Newby-Alexander says intent does not erase the phrase's derogatory origin.
Southernisms are filled with a lot of racial terminologies because the South, in some areas, was a majority Black society. And so these Southernisms were designed to dehumanize the people who were the economic engine of America.
Dr. Newby-Alexander stressed the importance of historical memory in politics, particularly in Virginia, where the legacy of slavery continues to shape public life. Layla Cox, 13 News Now.
And Congresswoman Kiggans says her comments should not be interpreted as endorsing racist language. The NAACP, Virginia State Conference, and Democratic lawmakers are urging Kiggans to apologize.